Flight is one of humanity's greatest dreams. However, there is also a dark side to the victories in the sky. Thousands of planes take off every year, millions of passengers reach their destinations safely. But sometimes, an unexpected error or technical malfunction changes everything in an instant. In this documentary series, we examine the biggest plane crashes in history. Black boxes, cockpit recordings, investigation reports. We will reveal the truth behind every tragedy and witness the darkest moments of aviation. The calendar pages show March 3, 1974. The place is Istanbul Ataturk Airport. The sky is clear, the weather conditions are suitable for the flight. Turkish Airlines' newest favorite, the DC-10 model passenger plane, is preparing for a journey to Europe. There are passengers of different nationalities on the plane. Some are returning from vacation, some are on a business trip, some are embarking on an adventure from which they may never return. The crew is on duty. There is one among them who is unaware of everything that day. Her name is Gonal Bayraktar. As her loved ones call her, Chicken. The time is 0902. The giant DC-10 engines roar and accelerate down the runway. The plane lifts off the ground, its wings spreading towards the skies of Europe. Everything is going well until Paris. But who knows that fate has already been written? Paris Orly Airport. The plane lands at 11:38. Passengers breathe a sigh of relief. Most of the passengers coming from Istanbul get off here. However, the plane's new route is London. Due to the British Airways strike, hundreds of passengers were diverted to this plane at the last minute. 218 new passengers board. The suitcases are loaded into the cargo hold. This is where a fatal mistake is made. The person who closes the cargo door of the plane is an Algerian ground officer, Mohamed Mahmoudi. He uses all his strength to lock the door into place, but since he doesn't speak English, he can't understand the instructions. He can't notice that the mechanical locks on the cargo door are not locked, because his English is not good enough, and he doesn't even realize that he will cause a great tragedy in the sky that day. 12:32, Turkish Airlines Flight 981 takes off from Orly. The time is 12:40. The giant DC-10 flying in the skies of Paris is suddenly shaken by a huge explosion. The passengers are terrified. The left rear cargo door of the plane is torn off. With the sudden drop in pressure, the air inside the cabin is almost vacuumed. The passengers and flight attendants sitting in the back seats are thrown into the void in a few seconds. 6 people fall meters down without realizing anything. Screams, panic, despair on the plane. But the real disaster is just beginning. The plane's hydraulic systems are disabled with the explosion. The plane's control surfaces are no longer functional. No matter what the pilots do, the DC-10 is now flying through the sky like a piece of paper. The time is 12:41. The plane begins its descent. The giant metal pile, out of control, is heading towards the Ermenonville Forest, north of Paris, at a speed of 800 kilometers per hour. The passengers of the plane are aware that they are living their last moments at that moment. Some are praying, some are calling out the names of their loved ones. Inside the cockpit, Captain Pilot Nejat Berkhoz and his team are trying to save the plane, but it is too late. The clocks show 12:42. Time seems to stop. A terrible noise is heard. The giant jet crashes to the ground. The plane is torn apart by a huge explosion. There are no survivors in the market for life. That day, 346 people are buried in the green land of Ermenonville Forest. As French authorities arrive at the scene, the world witnesses one of its greatest aviation disasters. Not a single piece of the plane is left intact. The bodies are beyond recognition. Forensics work for days to identify the people. But one thing is certain: everyone on board is dead. So who was responsible for this tragedy? The Algerian worker? No, it was just a system error. The real mistake was made years ago. A design flaw in the DC-10's cargo door nearly led to a disaster in 1972. Warnings were issued at the time, but the planes continued to fly. And today, there is a monument in the Ermenonville Forest. A stone with 346 names written on it, silently looking up at the sky. One of those names is Gonal Bayraktar. Çivçiv, who was the lover of the famous theater actor Ferhan Şensoy, would perhaps return to Istanbul and marry her lover. But now she has become one of the stars in the sky of this accident forever. Just like the other 345 people, The crash of a Turkish Airlines plane flying from Istanbul to Paris and London has gone down in history as the greatest tragedy in Turkish aviation history. If you want to watch more true stories and tragic plane crashes like this, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay with love, stay with justice. Goodbye.